The room was so silent you could hear the faint hum of the air conditioner. Cameras were rolling, reporters' pens poised mid-air. The tension in the congressional hearing chamber was thick enough to cut with a knife. Everyone knew this. It was going to be a heated exchange, but no one, not even the most seasoned journalists, could have predicted what was about to unfold. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez sat forward in her chair, eyes narrowed like a hawk, zeroing in on its prey. Across from her, Senator John Kennedy adjusted his glasses, flipping through his notes with an unhurried calm that seemed to irritate her even more. It was supposed to be a standard oversight hearing, but these two political heavyweights had clashed publicly before, and there was an unspoken expectation that sparks would fly. Finally, the moment came. AOC leaned toward her microphone, voice sharp as a whip. "Sit down, boy." The room gasped. Some people smirked. Others looked at their shoes, uncomfortable. Cameras zoomed in, knowing they had just caught a viral moment. The words were curt, dismissive. And for a moment, John Kennedy simply froze. The insult wasn't just personal. It was meant to put him in his place, to strip away his dignity in front of millions watching at home. But then, he smiled. Not the smile of a man who was amused, but the kind of smile that said, "I've been here before, and I know exactly how to handle this." He pushed his chair back slowly, stood to his full height, and leaned toward his own microphone. His voice was soft at first, almost gentle, but each word carried the weight of a lifetime. "Ma'am, I've been called a lot of things in my life, some of them fair, some of them not. But I was raised to believe that respect is not a weakness, and that a real leader doesn't have to tear others down to make a point. So if it's all right with you, I think I'll keep standing." The air changed. You could feel it, a ripple moving through the room. Even those who disagreed with him politically straightened in their seats. There was a steadiness in his tone, an unshakable resolve that made you believe this wasn't just about politics anymore. He went on, his words weaving the story of his life. He spoke of his father, a factory worker who came home every night covered in grease, but never failed to kiss his mother on the cheek before sitting down to dinner. He spoke of the teachers who told him that knowledge wasn't about sounding smart, but about using your mind to serve others. He even spoke of his first job washing dishes at a diner, where an old cook named Harold told him, "Son, if you've got breath in your lungs and work in your hands, you've got no excuse not to do your best." As Kennedy spoke, the room shifted from confrontation to reflection. Even AOC seemed momentarily caught off guard, her eyes flickering with a hint of curiosity. Then came the turning point. Kennedy looked directly at her and said, "We're not here to score points for our side. We're here because America is hurting. Families can't afford rent. Parents are skipping meals so their kids can eat. Veterans are sleeping on the streets. They fought to protect. And if all we can do is trade insults, then we're failing them. I won't be part of that failure." For a moment, no one moved. The sound of camera shutters was replaced by a stillness that felt almost sacred. It wasn't the kind of speech that earns standing ovations in the chamber, but it was the kind of truth that sticks in your chest and refuses to leave. When the hearing resumed, the tone was different. Questions were sharper, yes, but also more focused. Kennedy and AOC disagreed often, but the shouting match everyone expected never came. And that was the real shock. News outlets ran the clip for days, but what stuck with viewers wasn't the insult. It was the calm, unflinching response, the reminder that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it simply stands its ground and speaks with dignity. In the weeks that followed, something unexpected happened. Emails and letters poured into Kennedy's office from people across the political spectrum. Veterans, single mothers, students drowning in debt, retirees worried about their grandchildren's future. They didn't all agree with his policies, but they respected the way he carried himself. Many said the same thing. We need more of this in America. And that was the lasting message. In a time when the loudest voices often drown out the wisest ones, Kennedy's words reminded people that civility isn't weakness, and disagreement doesn't require disrespect. America didn't just watch a political exchange that day. It watched a lesson in how to be human in the face of provocation. The final frame of the viral video still circulates online. Kennedy, standing tall. Eyes steady, a faint smile on his lips. Underneath it, someone had added a simple caption: "Dignity is the loudest voice in the room."